increased diversity enhances public confidence in the work of the federal judiciary. So many people view diversity through a very, very specific lens, usually racial diversity, gender diversity. But if you view it as I do, as a much broader enterprise, then the value of it, I think, it becomes very apparent. I really do think, first, obviously, foremost, my own court has a family that includes everyone, not just judges, but also staff, judicial assistants, law clerks. Everyone is a part of the family, and I feel very strongly about that. The one thing about families is you always learn from each other. You need to rely on other family members to get the job done. My mother is from the northern part of Haiti, and that part of my family stretches way back to well before the Haitian Revolution. My father's family comes from the south part of Haiti. Part of it is actually from French derivation. My father is actually in exile. So during the period of time when Papa Doc Duvalier was in power, that was, I think as many people know, a very difficult autocratic regime. And my father was a young medical student. He may have just graduated from medical school. He found himself on the wrong side of the regime, and so he left immediately for Montreal. Meanwhile, my mother went to Canada to train as a nurse. So there was a whole diaspora of Haitians who went from Haiti to either Canada, particularly the French-speaking part of Canada and Quebec, or to the United States for different professional reasons. Some Haitians also went to West Africa. But in any event, my parents actually met in Montreal, and ergo me. That's where I was born. And I lived there, and my first language was French, Français. We lived there until I was 6. And then for a number of different professional reasons having to do with my father, we moved to the United States at that point. So I grew up in Philadelphia and went to a Quaker school. The importance of education was instilled in me at a very early age, and I've taken that very seriously. I was a philosophy major and learned so much from my professors. Today, even as a judge, they say, oh, call me whatever, call me by my first name, and I'm unable to do that. I call them professor because I view that as the highest calling. I was with a very diverse group of college roommates. Actually, interestingly, one of my college roommates, the federal district court judge, is actually the chief judge of Hawaii, Derek Watson, Chief Judge Watson, and a wonderful friend. At every point in my life, I benefited from, and I hope that others have benefited from, a diverse group of people who bring to whatever the project is, their diversity, but also different views that strengthen the project, that strengthen our ability collectively to arrive at some form of success. The one form of diversity that's very meaningful to me is the diversity of the country from which we come as Americans. It's been a meaningful component of my life that I'm an immigrant, that I immigrated, and that so many people that I know immigrated, particularly as young people. So I've lost my French accent, as so many people do who immigrate when they're 5 or 6 or 7, but I've never really lost the memories. And of course, it's important to me that my parents are of not just Haitian descent, but descended from the Caribbean. Well, I happen to be on a court right now in the Second Circuit Court of Appeals that for the first time in its history has more women active judges than men. And it's, a wonderful development in my view, but nothing is a given. So Frederick Douglass, who's a hero of mine, has a wonderful line that power never concedes without a struggle, and never has it and never will. And gender diversity, different types of diversity, don't come about just willy-nilly. They come about because people want it, and people struggle for it, and push for it. I think it's important for the federal judiciary. It's important because it enhances public confidence in our work and what we do.